Okay, so also for the Moon Village Challenge, my colleagues Piero, Veronica, and Pierre-Philippe will help me with the judging. And I'm really curious to see if, with your help, we could make the vision of the Moon Village reality.
Let me start. So, to be honest, of course, everybody understands that it's a kind of challenge that's even more abstract than others, and it contains so many unknown variables. So we started to think about where we can actually base our idea on. We thought that actually there are two things that we could build our future economy of this lunar space. First one is that we could base it on entertainment or tourism or using the in-situ resource utilization. And we also saw that resource utilization is basically requires much more investments than entertainment. And we come to the problem statement that we tried to solve with our idea. Can we create a business model that can bootstrap the cislunar economy in a short term? And we come with idea. We basically took the entertainment option. We said that entertainment is the easiest one and it provides the less amount of investments. And what we can combine is basically create a reality game show, like provide this experience of game and reality as we have these TV shows like Game of Thrones and all those things, but on the moon, and make people see it. And what we come up with is that basically we can try to create a race like Grand Prix and sell TV and advertisement rights, and then basically base it on this idea on selling these advertisement rights. We actually can extend our facilities on the moon. We can create some infrastructure, we can build the power base and develop more industries. So how we can start? So we propose to create new challenge like X Prize that develop rover that will ask companies to develop rovers for the first moon race. We want to start TV show and start selling TV rights and licenses to the TV providers. We want to work on making the race a highly prestigious event so that the whole worldwide population can enjoy it and be happy about it. And actually, it can become a historical and worldwide event like a World Cup final, and it can generate profit after the first race. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now time for questions.
Okay. I'm still waiting for my colleagues' questions, but my question would be, so it's very interesting. You want to raise money pretty much with, for example, the race to then go further. So right now you're concentrating on what's happening right on the moon. And with that, with what you create there, you can then, once you have raised enough interest and funding, go further? Is that?
Yeah, so what we want to make, we want to raise money for the development of future infrastructure on the moon by providing entertainment to the people. Because we thought, I mean, there is nothing different to space or Game of Thrones. If you can make the plot that is actually so good and so cool, so everybody in every house will watch it. He will watch it on the moon or wherever else.
So you would use wheeled vehicles for the race?
Yeah,
okay.
Small rovers that are like as light as possible and as fast as possible.
And do you think you'll have to invest a lot yourself in advance, or when do you think you'll have the first wave of revenues? You said after the first race, or what did you say?
I think it's quite possible to get the profit after the first race because we try to understand how actually these big TV shows, how much they make money. And if you take example of films that are popular or TV shows that are popular, you actually can raise money that's at least as the same amount as you need to spend to put that on the moon.
Okay, so you think, for example, Ferrari could be interested?
Yeah,
Who would be your
I mean, Saudi Arabia or...
a Ferrari, I said. The car company.
Huh?
I said a Ferrari.
Ferrari, yeah, and Saudi Arabia also.
So who else would you contact? Or would it be manned or would it be robotic? Manned or unmanned, the race? Sorry, just another question that came in.
I think there should be a human element because humans create a lot of fun in the TV shows.
Okay. Do you have another example of who you would contact? Like automotive industry, or do you think they would be interested?
Yes, I mean, you can make money with it. It's just like, I mean, go to Hollywood and create this idea of the plots.
Thank you very much, Team The Settlers.
Thank you very much.
Time is over. Thank you very much.
370,000 kilometers away lies the most unrealized asset in the whole of the solar system. 37 million square kilometers of prime mineral-rich, sun-kissed real estate that is just begging to be utilized. I stand here before you today to tell you why solar power is the next lunar prospect. It is not air, it is not water, it is not habitation, but power that is the most primary impediment to realizing a moon village today. The manufacture and utilization of solar panels is the most commercially viable and scalable way to address this need for power. But who wants to pay for solar panels on some rock in the sky? The transmission of power to satellites in low Earth orbit and geostationary orbit, all 1,100 of them, would greatly augment their operational capacity by utilizing a laser transmission capability via a 1 megawatt laser that's operated on the moon. This would not only augment the operational capacity of satellites currently in orbit, but also allow satellites that are developed after the operation of a lunar power facility to enjoy mass savings of 30% on launch day. And we've found that this mass reduction actually allows several satellite operators the ability to utilize one extra satellite on launch day in their same fairing for their launch vehicle, allowing them to monetize that utilization on the same day. We intend to realize this prospect by using an automated lunar rover in addition to 10 additive manufacturing plants to produce solar panels on the moon in an automated process. We realized that this was capable within 6 months of landing on the moon using a rover and 10 additive manufacturing facilities operating in tandem to produce a 1 megawatt power production to then utilize on our first satellite, start powering it and producing value. This came to be valued at 35 million euros using legacy systems such as the current ExoMars rover project, basically using that base as a starting point to then modify the technology to produce an automated solar panel production facility. With the current projections, we're looking at an increase of 1 megawatt of power production within every 5 months. So within the near future, any lunar explorer would arrive to a planet that's already powered and welcome, ready for them, for any future moon village. If anyone's interested in the technical aspects of our particular project, we've actually produced an 8-page technical document because someone told me I had to do that, and I didn't realize. So if you're interested in that, just come and find us and we'll let you know that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tim. Great presentation. So, time for questions.
Okay, so is the material required for the manufacturing available on the moon? Or how would you make it available?
Yeah, so we basically looked at the lunar regolith, and the second most abundant mineral was silicon at 45% availability on pretty much all of the surface of the moon. So that's our major constituent of a solar panel, using a laser sintering manufacturing process that's extruded as the assembly machine produces the solar panel.
What about the structure?
Of the solar panel?
Yeah.
So basically, given that the moon has no air on it, no wind disturbance, no dynamic responses, we don't actually have to use a frame like a lot of Earth-based solar panels. So basically just a photovoltaic cell, almost like paper thin, kind of flexible, is actually flexurally stiff enough to produce the right amount of energy.
Okay, how would you protect it from micrometeoroids?
Well, I think we don't believe that protection from micrometeorites is actually viable in the short term, but it's not that big a deal because a micrometeorite on average only damages one cell from the whole photovoltaic panel. So although the efficiency is reduced by say 5 to maybe 7%, the panel is still viable to produce electricity.
Okay, and do you see benefits for the Earth, or is that rather really for the moon, or I mean something?
So
else?
I mean the plan, the kind of model that we're looking at is using the electricity produced on the moon to power satellites. So basically, by producing that mass reduction for current satellite operators, that kind of boost, that investment would be what actually pays for the whole project in the beginning. And then as the project is automatically created, you then have all the infrastructure to bootstrap the moon village.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. Great idea. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No, I see no more
Thank
questions.
you very much, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this was the last presentation of the challenges. So now we're going to have a break. We have coffee and snacks available, and we're going to let the judges have a little bit of time to discuss the presentations and deliver basically who's going to be the winner. So we're going to come back at 5. We're going to have the prize announcement also for the pitch competition before this morning. So enjoy the coffee, enjoy the break, and time to network. Thank you very much.